Hey all, Tony Bing here. Hello and welcome back to another State of Play video for Marvel Strike Force. Now the main focus in this video today will be the Deadpool raids and the changes that have been made to them. So we've had a lot of changes in regards to the rewards. We've had the new difficulty released, which has got marginally better rewards, but there is still most definitely room for improvement. And then we've got the expansion of the trait system. So this was a system that came into the game a few weeks ago. At the time it was just split into heroes or villains, so that was nice and simple there, but it's now been broke down to 9 different categories. So what I'll actually do is look at each of the categories, and then what I'll do is I will remove the characters you can actually farm, and I'll remove the minions as well, because realistically who really goes into raids and runs a minion team? No one really does that there. So first off anyway, what we'll do is we'll look at the rewards and we'll compare them and see the difference as the months have gone on, how these have actually dropped down. When we look at these rewards then, we'll look at them based on getting the top spot in the Fuego raid, and that was 100% completion as well. So initially when this raid first came round, that was way back in May, you got an incredible 13,300 Deadpool orb shards if you came in first place and actually 100%ed the raid. That meant you got 6 openings per day, which would give you between 26 to 146 shards. And this is just far too much. I'll be willing to say that. As much as I like to get free shards for characters, that's not a sustainable model, and I think myself actually got very close to, if not 6-star in that initial event, and personally I feel that is just too much there. Now if we look at the next month, they were pulled down a fair bit. You've got the July, and this is when it was the 2-hour raids that were brought in, so there was an artificial difficulty placed there based on the time zone of your alliance and how split up players were. The raid wasn't any harder, but it was simply just harder to organise it. Now for that you got 620 mega orb shards. That equates to 0 shards per day, but if we break that down over the course of the 3 days, when it would give you enough for a mega orb, it would mean technically you're getting anywhere from between 16 to 32 shards per day there. Now, any part of this actual guide where you see it in the brackets, that means that I'm taking the average over several days. Now next up with this, you also got 2,100 Deadpool orb shards. Now this is great because it means that every time you completed that raid, you got some instant gratification. You got to go into the store and open an orb and see how you got on. Now that would drop between 4 to 20 free shards there. That's actually reasonable enough, to be honest, getting a minimum of 4 shards per day for completing it, and it's not too far off what you can get when you farm a character through the story mode. Now we then have August, which is the most recent run of the raids. Now we do have double drops here, so I will take this into account. So if we look at the shards you get for 100% completion of Fuego, it's 550 Deadpool orb shards. Now one thing I'll mention is the fact that we've been told that it's double drops, so we have a better chance of getting the higher drops within the shards. So in the interest of fairness, I will take that into account. So as mentioned, you've got the 550 Deadpool orb shards. Technically due to the double drops we would call that 1100, but what that does mean is that it's 0 shards per day. It's going to take you 4 days to actually get 1 chance at opening an orb, so that's 24 people 100% in a raid for 4 days before you get any kind of reward or payback at the end of that, and it works out at an average you'll get between 2 to 12 shards per day there. Now if we look at the increased difficulty here, there's a slight improvement, but this could still be much better than it is. So this is the El Scorcho raid. The difficulty is roughly the same as Fuego, but the big difference is all the traits. That's something we'll look at in just a moment actually. Now if you were able to get 30% in this, and to be honest that shouldn't really be that difficult, you will get 1400 Deadpool orb shards. Due to the doubling up, we can call that 2800. That still would be 0 shards per day, but it works out at a slightly better average of between 5 to 25 shards. For 60% you get 1550 doubled up to 3100, again 0 shards per day, average 5 to 25. Finally, if you were able to 100% this, and to be honest it would be quite difficult due to the large number of teams you need, you get 1700 Deadpool orb shards. So that's not enough to open a single orb, so your entire alliance really goes for it, buys some cores, uses all their best teams, upgrades some teams, and at the end of it they don't get a single orb to actually open there. You do get the 2000 orange gear orbs, which is nice. I do feel that for probably some of the other percentage completion rates like the 30 and 60%, you should get something, even if it's, let's just say, 500 orange gear orbs or 1000 orange gear orbs. But the actual average for 100% as well is just the same as 30 and 60% there. It's an average of between 5 to 25 shards per day. Now shard wise, it's not too far off, and it's actually a slight improvement on what we had back in July in regards to the Deadpool orb shards. But this is an increased difficulty. The difficulty's jumped way up and we're having to farm a lot more heroes. Now, in regards to how the rewards could be improved, I feel this is tied in with the fact that when the game first came out, it was all about having 1 or 2 meta teams, but that's clearly changed. Now the focus on the game is having as many characters leveled as possible. That will be heroes, villains, and it will even be minions as well. You really need to get them all leveled up. Now with that in mind, we've got a lot more characters we need to level. We simply don't have enough gold. So I feel that it would make this raid much better if we were to get gold as part of a reward, some ability mats for upgrading abilities on heroes, and then why not throw in some training mats as well. They're probably something that people aren't short on, but does anyone actually buy the training mats from the store? I'd be very surprised if they do. And the reason I actually mentioned putting in something that maybe isn't the most useful alongside other things that will be useful is if we bring up the rewards screen. So you actually manage to 100% nail Scott, so high fives all round that you've been able to do it, and then you get this reward screen that's showing you 2 little symbols with that big long bar there with all that space for other rewards that could be available. So throw in some gold, throw in some ability mats, throw in some training mats, helps us upgrade our characters, it makes everyone feel a lot better, and I wouldn't say it's game breaking at all for the amount of effort it actually takes to do that. Now finally, before we do actually have a look at the different traits available, I'll just mention as well with these rewards that I feel for this harder difficulty that at least for 60% and 100% you should be getting enough Deadpool shard orbs to do 1 opening per day there, because otherwise, as mentioned, everyone's collaborating together, they're putting in a ton of work, and you're coming away with just the 2000 orange gear orbs for the 100% completion, and you're not even getting the chance of opening any orbs at all. So I would like to see that bumped up to a minimum of 2000, if not more than that there. But with that particular section covered regarding the rewards, what we'll do now is we'll actually look at all the different traits that are available. There's as many as 9 of these, although I do definitely feel that some of these are overkill and there's simply not enough heroes in the category to justify a node being based around them. So let's check them out now. So before we do actually break down these different tags here, I will actually mention that I ran the El Scorcho raid today, and it was actually quite fun trying to come up with a cosmic team that would be able to sustain through the raids and also do damage at the same time. I did enjoy that aspect, but I feel there's just simply far too many tags here. Now if we look through them all, I'll explain how I've broken them down. So you'll see, for example, global, you've got the number 9 highlighted in green there, and the reason for that is in total we have 32 global characters in the game. Of that 32, 24 are available, so that means that's characters that you can farm, so it doesn't include characters that are only available via premium orbs or top 500 in Blitz, and also 15 of them are minions. So what I do is I basically take away the minions, take away the characters you can't farm, and that gives us that number in green there. So you've got 9 global, we've then got 10 city, we have 10 global heroes, then we've got the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy with 3 of them being locked behind events there. That would be Groot, Star-Lord and also Rocket Raccoon. We then come to Ravagers, which is a ridiculous tag, shouldn't be there. You've got 1 named character and 3 minions available, so you don't even have enough characters to make a full team. That's just silly. Next up, it's Cosmic. We've got 10 there, so that's really quite decent. We've then got City Heroes, where you've got 7 named characters you can use, and then these last 2 are really weak tags. You've got City Villains, when you only have 3 named characters, you've got as many as 9 minions here, and then we have Global Villains, again only 3 named characters with as many as 10 minions. The 3 named characters are Winter Soldier, Crossbones and Scientist Supreme, so 2 of them are pretty good, but I say pretty good, 2 of them are really good, and 1 of them is absolutely awful. So With the introduction of tags as mentioned, I do think it adds a new interesting element to the game, and it is fun to build teams, but we shouldn't have went from 2 tags, heroes and villains, to as many as 9 tags. It's simply too much. So let's look at the tags that I feel that should be removed until the roster in the game is larger and there's more characters that could actually work within those teams. So we've got 4 tags in total here. Now I do feel personally the Guardians one is maybe a bit of a push to ask for that particular one to be removed, because there has to be an emphasis on making players want to farm characters. That's how you make money for the game, but still the fact that only 2 out of 5 characters are available does feel a little bit unfair, that tag being in there. The Ravagers one, without a doubt, I've already mentioned, it's completely ridiculous. It should not be there. There's only 4 characters and 3 of them are minions. We all know Yondu's great, but he's not that great. The final 2 tags we have are the city villains and also the global villains as well. There's simply not enough named characters there. So that would leave us with global 9 characters, city 10, global heroes 7, cosmic 10, and then city heroes 7, and that would be 5 tags. So that means we're jumping from 2 to 5 rather than jumping for 2 to 9. That I feel would be a massive quality of life improvement for these raids going forward if we were to get changes such as this. So overall, we definitely need better rewards. The rewards have been slightly improved for El Scorcho, but it's not enough. If an alliance is going to go to the effort to actually coordinate enough in order to pass this, and it would take a ton of coordination when we look at all the different tags that are required, they should be getting the chance to open a Deadpool orb after doing that. And then, as we just talked about a second ago with the tags, they simply need to be cut down. There's too many for this early in the game. Sure, add those tags at a later date when the roster's more fleshed out, but we don't need them right now. So I hope, if nothing, this video has been interesting to see all this actually broken down, the change in rewards as times went on, and also my own suggestions in regards to how these rewards could be improved while being balanced towards players but also balanced towards the developers, where they can still sell their hero packs and get people grinding for heroes at the same time there. So do let me know in the comments below what you think of the new El Scorcho raid, if you've managed to play it yet. Let me know what actual lane you're going for, what your strong group is. I know the global lane is probably one a lot of players will go for, but I decided to go for the cosmic one because then I could flex my cosmic team with the Star-Lord and Thanos combo, and I'm actually really enjoying that a lot there. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again soon.